right, Abby, where are we going?
Okay, first one. It feels like Nebraska is a decent quarterback away from a good football team. So besides quarterback, what is the top position of need for Nebraska to address in the portal?
I still think, I think they need a dog, an elite number one receiver, like somebody that can run a route, create separation, and get open. I don't know if they have too many guys that consistently run the routes at the highest level they need to be run at and get open and create that separation. You saw what Trey Palmer did a year ago and how big that was. If they could get any semblance of a guy like that, that'd be huge.
Probably say interior defensive line, depending on what Ty Robinson does, and maybe Nash Hutmaker. If one or both of those guys moves on, that's going to be significant void that I don't know if the players on the roster right now would be enough. They might need to supplement that.
Yeah, and an offensive lineman.
Tackle.
Yeah, tackle.
Well,
yeah, Teddy's played well, but you can use another one, especially if Benhart's gone.
Well, Benhart and Corcoran potentially could both be gone. Like, it's their decision what they want to do.
It's tough, isn't it? You just don't know.
Yeah, and they're making good money, but a lot of it will decide.
It's so strange to hear that.
Like, a lot of it will be based on like, what's the program want to do with those positions?
Right?
Do they want to bring someone else in or keep it? Rule does strike me as a guy that doesn't really believe you can build a team through the portal on the O-line. It's hard.
Good point.
They thought they had a guy in Rouse, but think about the year before. I mean, the two guys they brought in were Hunter Anthony and Kevin Williams. And it just was, it didn't work out.
Good point.
It's hard to find. And the good ones like that go to Michigan, like Oluwatimi or whatever, the guy that won the
real good ones.
I mean, the real good ones go to places like that. And can Nebraska get one of those kinds of guys? It's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. That's a really good point. Now, just move
Next question.
What do you attribute the improvement of the pass rush? Is it the coaching or the personnel?
Scheme.
Both.
I think the scheme and the number of pressures they've gotten is on par to be as good of a season as they've had in 10 years, over 10 years, and they're also missing the fewest number of tackles we've seen as a defense.
God, yes, we don't talk about that enough.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
Yeah.
They have some dudes. I think it's both. I mean, I hate to do that, but they have a lot of pass rushers. I mean, it's not just one or two. They have a lot of guys that can get to the quarterback.
And they got guys that are making the plays. I mean, winning one-on-one matchups when they have them, where even to the true freshmen coming in there, like they're beating their blocks and they're getting into the backfield, and then they're getting to the quarterback. They've had guys that can do one or two of those steps, but they never finish the play. And so that, I think, is the separator to where they're defending so well on the back end. That's a big part of it. They're allowing the pass rush more time to get home. And then you have athletes that are dynamic enough to win their matchups and capitalize on those opportunities.
One other thing. You only talk about tackling when they're missing it, when they're missing tackles.
They never as significant of an upgrade as anything on this team.
Yeah. I should say they never miss tackles. We've seen some missed tackles, but not many of them
compared to last year,
because they really rallied to the ball. They really rallied hard.
I mean, they had a couple key ones. I mean, in coverage last week, but that's every game for every team.
Yeah,
they're limiting those. I mean, they're like 7 or 8 a game versus like 13 a game.
Right.
14. That's a big difference.
Oh yeah,
that's 6 or 7 more first downs.
I mean, we have walked out of that press box many times in recent years, going, "God, they can't tackle." I mean, how many missed tackles was that?
Think about Georgia Southern.
Mm-hmm. We never do that now. We never do that.
And that's how they practice too. I think they
hit. I mean, there's a lot of hitting.
They sharpen their blade on Tuesday, Wednesdays to be ready for Saturdays.
That's right.
Next question.
If Nebraska is even positive in the turnover margin in the next 2 weeks, how much is that going to impact their likelihood of winning?
It's huge. We just talked about the one score of losses they have and the amount of turnovers they've had in those games. If you find a way to not be your own worst enemy for 1 week, your odds of winning go up dramatically.
They could be Iowa basically without Torrey Taylor.
Yeah.
Torrey Taylor's their All-American.
Who just announced he's not coming back next year. He has another year of eligibility. He's going to go to the draft.
He should, because he's the best punter in the world.
Yes, he is.
He has a lot of practice.
Yeah. He's the best punter in the world.
All right, what do you got next,
Okay,
Abby?
on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Nebraska will become bowl eligible this year?
It's a scary conversation.
I mean,
less
like a 5.
less
It's
confident
a 5.
than I was last week.
Yeah.
Or-
Oh yeah.
and much less than I was 2 weeks ago.
I really think though they're walking into an interesting situation in Madison, like one that they can take advantage of. And that fan base there, I'm sensing that it's going to be a fan base that's not really too engaged in these final 2 weeks.
And is Wisconsin engaged? This is a lot of it. Hey, a lot of it just comes down to, as we said earlier, who wants it more, and can Nebraska's quarterback situation orchestrate? Can they figure something out that orchestrates a win?
Yeah.
That I don't know. I don't know what Chubba's got. I haven't seen Chubba.
I've seen it for
enough.
11 plays.
Yeah.
If I'm Matt Rule,
Yeah.
I'm saying to my team, like, hey, we can set them back. Let's advance our program here tonight, and let's set them back, and let's let PJ Fleck in Minnesota beat them the next week, and they don't go to a bowl game.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, they've got to say, like, hey, we're building something here. We believe in what we're doing. They're questioning what they're doing here right now. We're not questioning what we're doing.
It seems like Nebraska's locker room has stayed strong. I think.
Yeah, there's nobody like after games saying we're going to find out who's with us or who's not. Like, I mean, because, well, first of all, we've covered a lot of those things.
We have.
We're going to find out right away who is here and who's not, who wants to be here and who doesn't.
Sean is a hardened cynic at this point.
But we've heard it.
Seen a lot of that.
I read all that stuff at the Wisconsin Northwestern loss. I'm like, oh my God, Robin and I have written that a lot, and you have in your previous career.
Life. Yes,
previous life.
All right, Abby, one more question. What do you got?
Is this our last one?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know. It's important. Okay. So what are the top restaurants for fans to visit when they're traveling to Madison?
Well, first of all, the HuskerOnline Friday night road trip steak tour will conclude its final stop of the tour at the Tornado Room in Madison.
It's a highlight.
The steak tour.
It's a traditional Wisconsin supper club across the street from the Capitol building, and it's phenomenal. I mean, and you feel like you're in a 1960s mafia movie.
Ooh,
it's
the
a time warp where it's really like dimly lit. It's got like the old lighting fixtures, low ceilings. Just it feels like you're walking in like just the set of Mad Men or something like that when you go in there.
You can't make a like open table online reservation. You have to call in, and they handwrite them in a ledger.
Good God.
Your kind of place,
Yeah.
Steve Sipple.
This sounds like heaven to me right now. And maybe that's what heaven is. Like maybe that's what it's
Handwritten ledgers.
Just an old school steakhouse.
Yeah, old school steakhouse. Hey, Rob, could Rob wear his sweatshirt like that?
Yeah, I mean,
wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
I mean, I probably could.
wear a polo shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
So bring a decent shirt.
Yeah, just bring a.
I only slum it for the Husker Online show. It's not
What
a
did we
steakhouse.
wear to that place in East Lansing? Were we dressed okay?
Yeah.
Sean was. I know that.
He always is.
Yeah.
Well, I have TV before we eat, so like I'm on Channel 7. We get all that done, then go do all that. But a couple other spots.
Okay.
Because the old fashioned is like a traditional, like everything Wisconsin place in Madison. That's outstanding.
Cheese curds. If you want cheese curds, go to the old fashioned.
Oh,
Best curds in the city, they say.
Yeah. Don't waste your time getting an old fashioned at the old fashioned. It's not that good. Just get a good Wisconsin beer. They have a whole bunch of taps, just brats, burgers, good food like that. But then the cheese curds are elite.
Hey, what did they say about old fashions in Wisconsin? You're supposed to get brandy, right?
Yeah. That's,
Brandy.
again, why
Is that right, Sean?
I don't waste my time with it.
I think
No, you're right.
if
That's
you're in
exactly what they do.
yeah. If you're
I'm
in
a rye
Wisconsin,
whiskey.
If you don't specify
yeah.
what you want, they will make it with brandy.
And if they ask you, say brandy.
Is that from Parker
Well,
Gabriel?
If you want
it's from
Bush,
Bush,
I want
Bill.
brandy.
Because Bill Bush worked out there.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, and then Bassett Street Brunch Club, great breakfast spot.
Yes.
But Friday night, the go if you're a Husker fan going out there and you want to just kind of go to a safe Switzerland place to go where you know it's going to be a lot of Nebraska fans,
Switzerland.
go to State Street Brats.
Okay.
We have been there every year since 2011, and that's generally kind of the meeting hub where you're going to see us all there. And it kind of became a media party last time we were there. I mean, like the World Herald guys were there, the Journal Star guys, the TV guys, the radio guys. But State Street Brats, great spot to go. And they have food there too. I mean, it's just bar food, but good spot. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah. And with State Street, it's like kind of the sports bar-y first level. And then for you younger folks, there's a nightclub upstairs that you can walk up there.
So we might have to watch
and
out
get
for
all that.
Sipple to hit up to the
No,
night.
Yeah,
no,
so-
you won't have to watch out for that at all.
The
fact,
nightclub.
the whole thing I may not be doing, but I'll definitely do the Tornado Room.
And there's Dottie's, the hamburger place. I don't know. People love it. I
It was
thought
featured in
just
Sports
okay.
Illustrated.
Yeah.
once.
I mean, again, people love it. I was like, okay, this is fine.
What's the Ruth Chris is one that is popular. There is a Ruth Chris.
What's a
in
chain?
Madison. Yeah.
There's an
That's a
Applebee's
Barry
there,
Alvarez.
too. I think there's a Chili's down the street.
There's a Buffalo Wild Wings.
What's that place you take Kit in Lincoln
This place called
that your
Outback.
daughters like?
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. One time I ate one in Madison. I ate at one in Madison, and I was telling Bo Pelini that, and he goes, "Was McDonald's closed?"
Now there is our
I was really proud. I was like, I was like, "Hey, I'm eating at a Texas Roadhouse."
our great friends
excited. He
and
goes,
sponsors of the show, Tanners.
Yep.
They own the Tanners in Middleton, which is in a suburb of Madison. So if you want to go to a bar during the day and watch college football, go to the brand new Tanners location. It's a different one than before. And the ownership here that owns the Lincoln Tanners also owns the Madison one.
Wow.